to change stitch settings on the Pfaff Creative 4.5 sewing machine, it's as easy as adjusting the length or the width. If you have a stitch that goes back and forth, the width will show here. Now notice when you do change these settings, you get green numbers. That means that they are no longer the default settings of where the machine is started. Plus, you're also seeing that when you change the stitch on screen, it gets bigger or longer. This is actual size. So if you're a visual person, this is excellent. You will notice that this will be exactly the size you see on the fabric. Now, another thing that you can actually do is while you're sewing, you can change these settings. So as you can see, I'm getting a much bigger stitch while I actually changed it on screen. So a lot of times I'll be stitching, I'm trying to fine tune it, and I can just be over here touching it and changing it. Now, a quick way to clear out settings. So let's say we have all these changed up. If you want to go back to the default setting, you can just reselect the same stitch. By touching that stitch again, you'll notice your numbers of width and length go back to normal white numbered colored, and then that way they're all cleared out. If you have changed your settings and you turn your machine off, that would also clear them out. But what if you wanted to save them? You will be able to get this any stitch, change the width or length, and be able to save it in your personal menu. So you can come here, touch the little heart, and then you can actually choose the next available space, and it will save that stitch with those settings. And to find that stitch later, so let's clear this out. I'm going to go ahead and reselect that stitch. Is go ahead and, let's say we're back the next day on stitch number 1. You can go to your main menu, go all the way down to your personal menu, and you'll notice you actually have 16 spaces in each of these 8 subcategories. So you can save a lot of stitches, maybe a couple stitches for each project until you have them completed, and then you can come back and erase it. So the stitch we just saved is stitch number 2. I can touch it and it brings it back in, and it brings it back in the exact settings that I saved it in. So I could even have this stitch saved at different settings. So I could have a small version and a large version. The machine really doesn't care if I have it saved multiple times. So it's a great way to easily get around your machine, pick your stitch that you want, alter your stitch length and width as needed, and also have the opportunity to save those settings.